So in this video, what I want to do is cover why I only trade daily charts and why I forget other time frames. Actually, I trade daily charts and weekly charts only. That's the only thing I trade manually. I've got algos running a lower time frame, but for the most part, what I do trading manually, it's only daily chart and weekly chart. And I want to share why that is. There's a few assumptions people have when it comes to trading only daily chart. First of all, people think that, oh, you have to be glued to the screen to make money. You have to be at the chart if you want to be able to make profitable trades and watch the market unfold. But what most people forget is that in trading activity, so being active, is not always the same thing as making money or being productive. So you could be there all day watching the chart, getting into trades, and that could actually hurt your results. Sometimes you'll be making less money if you are at the chart more than if you were to just go away and not trade for the day. Most of my best trades, even back before when I was trading only daily chart, always came from placing a trade in the morning or sometime in the day, letting it run, coming back either the same day later or 2 days after or something, and then the trade got to take profit. I didn't interfere, I didn't change the exit many times, I didn't try to micromanage a stop loss, I just let things run, and it often leads to better results that way. But the next thing people think is that if you trade lower time frame, you can actually take more trades and therefore make more money. Now that is really far from the truth. And I know it's very counterintuitive, but the fact that you could be at your chart placing trades, and the issue is that the more trade you place, the more cost you have, the more spread, of course, you'll pay every time on your trades. You also have more commission sometimes. There's a lot more noise coming up where the trends might be clear on a bigger time frame, but intraday they're going to be very choppy and very back and forth. So you get stopped out more, and you have to reduce your risk when you trade lower time frames because you have more trades and it's more likely to have a bigger drawdown if you have more risk on your trades. On a daily chart, I could risk maybe 2-3% of my account if I wanted to on a single trade. If you trade intraday on like a 15-minute chart, you wouldn't do that ideally because you would be likely to lose a big chunk of your account. So daily charts or weekly charts give you higher quality setups, a lot less distractions, and in the end, more consistency overall. There's this conception though that if you want to make money in trading, you got to be fast. You got to jump on a trade fast. You got to ride the trend, have the right entry. And I love daily chart because they really give me a move away from this. I don't have to be fast. I can just think. If I want to spend half an hour to think about my trade, I can do it, even though I don't really do that. My rules are very clear. But if I really wanted to, I could be there and like wait an hour or two and not take a trade. And I would still take the same trade in the end. Price would not be worse, it would be very much the same. There would be no difference in the trade. And I have a lot more time to look at the chart, place my trades, and kind of be done with it. The issue though is that if you try to rely on speed, like on being fast, catch the trade on time, you're probably going to be underperforming because of all the algos coming up. There's a lot of high frequency trading now, so these algos are able to trade much faster than anyone could manually. So that means if you try to rely on catching the move on time, trying to get on the news fast before the news happens or right when the news happens, you're going to be having a really tough time. And speed is not something you can compete on as humans. You have to compete on a different level. We have to compete maybe on our analysis or the way we look at the market, or maybe we just compete by taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture, which algos often are not able to do. And the saying that patience actually pays is definitely true. Sometimes you can be patient and you might not just make money, but sometimes you save money, and that's important also. I know beginning traders who reach out to me a lot and they say, well, if I don't trade every day, I'm not progressing. I have to be in the market every day, practice, take more trades, see more how the market unfolds. And that's kind of true, but in the end, trading should be like a business. It shouldn't be where you are in the market to just take trades and you kind of have fun trading. That's not the goal. The goal is really to build a business, in my opinion. The way I do it is I want to be able to grow that business of trading in the future and grow my account size, of course, improve my skills in trade recognitions, but also in building systems and really kind of rely on systems that work for me. If the system that works best for me is about taking trades like once every 2-3 days, then I'm cool with it. That's my business. That's what I do. I don't have to be there to take more trades, to just practice more because honestly, if you have a system, you don't need to practice anymore. You just kind of follow the system. You don't have to be there and take a couple more trades, go back and forth and learn different stuff. Imagine someone who runs a bakery shop and then they have a couple of employees who do the bakery for them. They bake everything every day. They prepare all the stuff. And then the owner wants to grow the business, but he says, oh, I have to be there every day to like bake some cookies because I want to keep the skills sharp. I don't want to lose that skill of baking cookies. Well, you could take that time you spend baking cookies to grow your business and become better, or even create systems that your employee can follow. And that will lead to much better results. So it's all about kind of how you spend your time, but it's important to look at things that make you money versus things that just kind of pretend you build your skills for the sake of pretty much nothing. The main issue people have though with daily chart is I always get this feedback of people, especially in the comments on YouTube saying, oh, well, daily charts and weekly charts are too slow. I'm not gonna wait for weeks on a trade to close. I have a small account. I want to grow it fast. That's acceptable. That's it. Yeah, it's a good concern. It's slow for sure. It's not gonna be as fast as your 5-minute chart where you go back and forth, they go in and out really fast. Definitely not. For sure not. I'm not gonna pretend it's gonna be fast. But some of my biggest winners came from trade that lasted for sometimes weeks or months. And these are really big winners. So I was able to scale into them, add more to them over time. I was able to kind of bring down the risk, add a bit more size to it. And it means that on a trade that I would maybe in the beginning only risk 1%, now maybe I'm in with like a trade that ends up being a 10 or 15% winner just because I added to it over time. I scale into it. And I always keep my risk very low. When the trend goes in your favor on daily charts and weekly charts, you can be making a lot of money. You can be really riding these trends. Okay, so here I meant to show you these bigger moves on higher time frame. Unfortunately, my screen share didn't work, didn't record well. So doing it again here at a different hotel. Here I want to show you a bit more about these bigger moves that you can cash on these higher time frames. So here we are on Air Canada. I've been short this for a while. Started all the way over here, which is January 31st. Rolled this all the way to today. I'm still in that trade. It's still going down even more. Can adjust this right here. Now 6.78 to 1 in profit. What's good in this trade is I was able to add. So I went short over here the first time. This is the first red triangle. And then added more. This one was a bad setup, so we skipped this one. But added more over here, scaling the trade more here. So the size almost doubled there. And price goes more into favor. So these are very low risk trade because you can add back to it. You increase your size in that trade, but you reduce the risk over time. So stop loss started out over here. Then it was brought down over here when price went back down. And now it's coming back even more as we go and trail this trade over here. So here I rolled 6.47 to 1. It actually went down more since then. So that's kind of cool. And sometimes the trade will be a lot faster and shorter, like over here. At the top of the trend, we had the buy trade. So over here, close here, the first partial take profit, which you can see is the blue triangle. This is a partial take profit. We also have these dots are also partial take profits. Different method, but they both work the same. Then the candle turning red over here, this is our final full take profit or close of the trade. So when actually we get out when it's red over here, when it changes color. It's also the same thing as the whole changing color. It just shows in the candlestick too to see it better. This is our final exit over here. So much faster, only 1 hour, a little bit less than that if you take the partial take profit, and a little bit less on the final one over here. Sometimes you have these ones, sometimes you have these bigger ones. It's kind of a mix of both. And that's really how you make your money trading daily charts, by combining these sometimes fast trades, quick target, sometimes these bigger trades with a lot more room to go. And that's kind of cool. Last week I also took this trade on Berkshire Hathaway. So this is the Warren Buffett company. Over here, entry above the high. Stop loss is really low, really far over here. So a big stop loss, but we're getting some good results out of this. Already we reached a 1-to-1 on this. Price pulled back a little bit last Friday. Now it might come back up this week. We'll see. I do not have any sign of taking partial profits on this, so I'm going to stand and wait. This will be a partial take profit. You can see the blue dot at the top over here. So far, we didn't have anyone over there, so that's good. It's a sign we're likely to continue more with the trend direction, and we'll kind of let this run and see how this goes. A company where I have a lot of these trailing trades is on Costco. Costco's been having a really good run, especially on the weekly chart. So over here is daily, a bit more choppy, but weekly chart is very smooth on this. All right, by going on a weekly chart, you really avoid all the intraday noise, or even the daily chart noise. You avoid this, you go on really the big moves, and this has a lot of opportunities to add to it. So over here, our very first trade was this one there. We did have a first trade all the way here when this one is screened, but the long-term picture was still bearish in that case. We didn't take that trade. We wait for the next one, which is all the way over here. Not a big difference. In terms of the high, stop loss below low somewhere, maybe around below over here. And then it's just been trading really well on this. So stop loss might be here, which might seem big a little bit at first, but look how well we've been able to trail this. Currently near the top, where we also had a partial take profit exit. You can see you have a dot over here and a triangle over here. These are both partial take profits. So if we're really lucky, after this one over here, that's a almost 6-to-1 already on this, right? And we have many chances to add. So we took a first trade over here, then took some partial profit right there. Market pulled back a little bit, came back up a little bit more, came back more. It's been a kind of slow ride for a long time on this. And then this is back all the way back to 2023 or so. 2024, we have another entry right over here. We can add above the high, stop loss below the low, maybe put it over here very conservative. And price was in your favor. You can also add more here in your favor. It comes back down a little bit, goes back up, false setup. You can add over here again. Actually, false setup also here. But we did add just here before. Price will pulls back down a little bit. Stop loss are always conservative based on if it's hit, we're really wrong. So here there wouldn't be any keys to hit the stop loss. Price comes back down. Can over here, wait to add to the trade, or over here, add again if you wanted to, or if you break even, you don't add a second time, that's fine. And then price goes up and reaches that partial take profit over here. One of these two, right? You can take profit here if you're lucky. Here, maybe next one if you're not as lucky and you missed it. And price goes back down, and over here we're stopped out in the trade because this one turns red. So this is closed a few days ago. Actually, to be fair, I didn't see this over the weekend, so this is going to be on Friday. So when morning comes, if it's still the same call on the hull, I'll close my trade on this. Right, so it's been a really good run. So you are lucky to have a 6-1 on this partial one, and then maybe a little bit less because you took some profits over here on the first trade, which is only the first part of it. Then over here you have at the end a 4.24 to 1, and very low risk because we move a stop loss since then quite a bit. So might seem like a lot, but these trades are huge winners. Plus you add to it, so you scale into trades, which means your profit are not just the initial risk, they're going to be a lot more than what you risked in the first place. So now we're going to go back a few days. I'll give you a quick room tour of the room we had at the Mandapa Hotel, which I think you'll like. And I'll catch you back here in a second. Hey, welcome. Staying here at the Mandapa Hotel in Ubud. It's a beautiful hotel. We'll give you a quick room tour about this beautiful property. It's amazing. It's really beautiful. Yeah, let's have a look around. Okay, so here we are in the entrance. It's a beautiful room. They have two different sides, this side and the other side, where the first side is going to be the living room, which we'll go show you first. Come. It's just an amazing hotel. It's in the nature. We have the trees all around. It's really beautiful. We have a little table over here where we can do some work. The mini bars over here with the coffee machine below. It's just very nice. The mini bar here is also complimentary. So we have some drinks in there, I believe. Here we go. Little cake also, which is beautiful. Wow. Then if you move in, get these the pen or like in the wood. It's quite amazing. Okay, and this is the living room. There's a lot of space. It's beautiful. Got some little snacks in the middle, which are very nice. Some fruits. Little card over here, which looks very nice. And the sofa is just amazing with the view of the nature, the trees. Seating area over here, and we have the balcony, which is also quite beautiful. And if we move into the bathroom, the bath is beautiful. Also nice view from there. You've got two sinks. You can see we have a sink on the right side for, actually left side here for the men, on the left side for women, which is having its own hair dryer, a couple of nice amenities. It's really nice, really beautiful. And then it's the toilet, and then the shower on the other side, which both kind of look really big and really nice. And coming this way, then we have the whole bedroom plus another balcony here, which also connects, but it's a different sofa, different sitting area, and beautiful view once again. Coming up with the side, we have the bed, which is really beautiful. It's a very nice decorations. The blanket is nice. And TVs, which are actually quite nice because you can fold them. Not this one. Fold them like this. If you want to watch from the chair at the back, or you want to watch the TV from outside, you can just fold it. Very nice. Lastly, we have a bedroom closet, which is the walk-in, so you can actually walk into it. And from here, got some mosquito spray, a bunch of things, some bags. Close this door here, and it's becoming a full-on closet with a mirror. Beautiful hotel. In case you're wondering, this room here costs about $1,600 a night. It's quite expensive, but it's a beautiful property, and it's really nice to be here. They only have 60 rooms, which is quite also amazing to be in such a place with a nice environment and very few rooms, very few people also. I will go ahead out the pool. Yeah, the river at the back here, they have a pool on the other side, which we'll go to, and we'll show you around. Now, I want to make it clear in this video that I'm not going to be against any kind of day trading. It can be day trading, scalping. I love this stuff. It's really cool. I think some guys are really good at it. But for me, that doesn't match my lifestyle and my personality. I prefer something that's more higher time frame, that's more relaxed. And I want to be there to like trade for 5 hours a day. I want to be there to just do it for 15, 30 minutes a day, then be done with it, and I move on. And that's it. Then I can do YouTube videos, I can run my business, can do other stuff, and I have things taken care of that way. If you like intraday trading, that's totally cool. We've had people on the podcast, good traders who are really good scalpers and intraday traders. You can learn from them. If you prefer a daily chart trading style, check out Zero Hero next. You think you'll like it. This will dive on how to trade daily charts, my formula behind it, the things I trade, the indicators I use, all in details. You can check it out. Hopefully it's going to be useful, and I'll catch you back here in the next video pretty soon. Ciao.